So hello friends, how are you and welcome back to our channel where the name is Rob but the content is much more hyper than your imagination. Now there is a great news for all of us that we will get to see the Mark Spector in the MCU as at the D23 NLM, Kevin Feige has announced about the new live action series which we will get to see on Disney Plus OTT platform in the year of 2022. Also, we can say him as the Marvel's Batman, but there are many reasons. Not only his white costume, but other reasons which differs him from the Dark Knight. And we can also say him as the one of the dark superheroes like the Blade, the Wolverine, the Daredevil, and the Punisher. And also one thing is that he's the first mentally ill superhero. So by maintaining social distancing, let's start our video, which is going to be interesting. So as he is the newly introduced character, then we will going to talk about him from his background. Like most of the stories, if you think that his parents were gunned down by an ally and trained to become a crime fighter to avenge their death, then it is not like such. Actually, he born in Chicago to a Jewish American rabbi. He was actually a former US Marine who grew to become a soldier of fortune. While a job in Egypt, he was betrayed by his employer Raoul Bushman and left to die in the desert. Luckily, some wandering Egyptian worshipping the lunar god Khonsu take him to their temple in front of the statue, where Mark is back in his life in exchange of the god's avatar on earth. Awakened and re-energized, Mark finds and defeats Bushman and comes back to America, where he invests all his wealth in fortune to arm himself with gadgets and stuffs to become the Moon Knight. And later on, we can also see that he was hired as an unwitting weapon to hunt down werewolves by night, a horror superhero created by Marvel in 1972. But after the increase in popularity by the readers, the creators Doug Mounts and Don Palin were encouraged to recast him as a hero, only having accepted the job of hunting to infiltrate the shady employers known as the Committee. But what about the DID? Yeah, you heard it right. We are going to talk about the DID. Furthermore, Marvel's portrayal of DID in Moon Knight is just different from generally more problematic portrayal, as he doesn't get any superpower rather than his ego. He just had a hard time figuring out who he is supposed to be underneath the mask. First, we get to see his disorder as Mark on the street. He's Jack Lockley, a new cab driver, but then the things gets more weird, and in the West Coast Avenger, Moon Knight's hearing the voices of his own personality during fighting with the Taurus, who is actually a member of Zodiac Cartel, where we can also get to see John Carrot aka Aquarius. And thus from here the story gets new subtext, that is the Moon Knight was mentally ill. As in 2011, Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Mallew went harder in MK's DID in Dualis's mini-series, where Mark hallucinated himself as Spider-Man, Captain America and Wolverine, but the idea didn't stick, and in 2014 Warren Ellis and Deacon Salvey served MK away from his Avengers hallucination. This time he turned into a sharp-dressed killer to host as godlike deity to beat up the ghost. While in 2016, Jeff Lemire challenged all Moon Knight history, proposing that he woke up in a mental hospital with no power and have imagined that his superhero career, or we can say that it was one flew over the cuckoo's nest for Marvel Universe. But what are the Moon Knight's actual powers? But the main question comes that whether Mark Spector is really a superhero, but if you ask him, then his powers come from phases of Earth's moon. That is, the fuller the Moon Knight's power gets increases by the strength, speed and endurance are enhanced. Furthermore, Mark's mental illness works as a shield against the psychic power. Also, Mark's wealth and association with the Cut of Khonsu also afford him an arsenal of ancient and high-tech gadget weapons, including Crescent Moon Boomerang and Axe-Wave lassos. While in the modern comics, Mark also knows the martial art weapon like the nunchucks and retractable bow staffs. But the main question comes that who will play the role? And after the announcement of Marvel's Moon Knight TV series, there is no one currently attached to that role, but only one thing we can do is that the assumption. And as a Marvel fan, I think Keanu Reeves is a perfect for the Moon Knight role, and also Kevin Feige has revealed in an interview that the studio regularly courts Reeves for the role in MCU. And I hope that you have enjoyed my video, and if yes, then please click that like button and also share my videos to everybody. And don't forget to hit that red button which will give a green signal to my upcoming videos,
and hit the bell icon which is next to it.